Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to another doll fixing video. Today we're going to be taking a look at and making some edits to some LOL OMG dolls. So if you haven't seen the series that I've done before, it's where I take a look at a brand of dolls and I select a few of them and I do just a few little edits in an art program to try to make them more aligned with my taste or to try to improve the design. I typically am not picking what I personally feel are the worst of the worst because to me, those are just lost causes. But I like to pick dolls that are okay, or I feel like they have potential, and I try to give them that potential. I try to help them live up to that potential. Of course, this is just to my taste. I'm making edits that align with my thoughts and my feelings. That might not align with your thoughts and feelings, and that is totally chill. Just, please do try to be respectful if we do differ on opinions. But yeah, I've done this for several different doll brands now, and today we're taking a look at the LOL OMGs. This one was a little bit harder, and this might be a little bit shorter, or some of the transformations might not be as extreme as in other videos, just because I've said this before. I feel like the OMGs are a very well designed doll brand because even when I don't personally like a doll, most of the time I can appreciate them for the aesthetic that they're going for. Like some doll brands, they have a doll that I think is ugly and I just think it's ugly. Whereas with the OMGs, very few of their dolls are dolls that I actively think are ugly. There are ones that I don't personally like, but for the most part, I still think that they have a cohesive vision and a clear aesthetic. And I think that they are good for somebody. So this was a little bit harder to find dolls that I disliked enough to want to adjust, but we did find a few. So we are going to go ahead and get into it. Hopefully this will be fun for you guys. If you find yourself enjoying, if you could like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I've got my Amazon wish list and PO box in the description if you want to go out of your way to support me. Without further ado, let's get into the dolls. So for this video, I'm not doing any particular order to these except for the last one. I wanted to save the doll redesign that I had the most fun with and that was the most dramatic for last, just because it's kind of fun to build the anticipation. But all these other ones are kind of just in whatever order I happen to edit them in. So the first one we are looking at is Roller Chick. I do think this is a cute doll to begin with. I think she has a lot of really fun elements. I'm also a sucker for dolls on skates, so that helps. Mostly what I wanted to do was try to even out the color balance because for her, the thing that I noticed is that all of the warm colors, I'm on the wrong layer. Come on, there we go. All of the warm colors are in the top half of her outfit with a few exceptions of cool tones here and here. And then all of the cool tone colors are in the lower half of her outfit. So it just feels very divided. And so I wanted to try to balance that out just a smidgen. So these are the edits that I made. I adjusted the tone of the sleeves so that she's got more of a kind of greenish and then a blue hue to the sleeves on her jacket. Once again, I'm trying to draw on the wrong layer, whatever. I also made her skates more of a pinky color so that it matched her hair a little bit better, just so it wasn't so color blocky. And I love color blocking, but you have to do color blocking in a very specific way to kind of make it feel balanced, right? So I wanted to give her just a little bit more of an even distribution of the colors, I guess is a good way to put it. I also did give her streaks in her hair of some cooler toned colors, so it just felt more cohesive overall. Not a ton of edits, not anything super, super crazy, but I do just feel the balance is a little bit better on this one. The original doll is cute. She's a cute doll. I don't dislike her, but I do think that this one feels just a little bit more cohesive overall. Of course, that could just be my bias towards myself. I obviously want to hear your thoughts on all of these edits in the comments, but yeah, I think this was a pretty easy one, but a pretty solid. Okay, this one's probably my most boring edit, so I am sorry. I promise it gets a little bit more exciting here. But this is Missy Meow, and you would think, if you know anything about me, that I would be obsessed with this doll because I love anything cat related, and she's obviously Missy Meow, she's cat related. She's got the cat ears and everything. But I really don't like the mixed animal print. I don't always hate it. It's not usually my favorite, but I just don't think that it's very well executed on this doll. So the only thing that I did was I changed her jumpsuit that she has on underneath everything else so that it was more of a solid color. I did try to give it some texture so that it's still a little bit more visually interesting. But yeah, I basically just tried to make it kind of match almost the tone of her lipstick, still having a little bit of that orange to play into the orange theme with the rest of the doll. But I just thought that she looked better without the competing animal prints. And also I wasn't obsessed with the specific tone of pink on the other animal prints. So again, I know this is boring. I know this is not an exciting before and after. This is kind of just very simple, but I needed to see it done, so it's in the video. Next up, we have Moonlight BB, and this is another one that's like a pretty small change because I do like most of this doll. I almost bought her on so many occasions, and what stopped me was the hair, which is so silly because like I could redo the hair, but I guess I just wasn't feeling strong enough about anything on her to want to buy her. I don't know, it doesn't matter, that's all in the past. But I love her outfit. I think her outfit is so pretty, so fun. I just really don't like the hair for her, and so that's the big thing that I changed. And I want to say, I looked this up and then I promptly forgot the number. I want to say this doll came out in 2021. So maybe the fashion trends that like I kind of went with are not directly correlating to her release year, but I kind of harkened back to like 2020 alt inspiration. And this is what I did. So I did change her makeup a little bit. I gave her like that heavy blush that I still love to this day. Like I think a heavily blushed face is so stinking cute, where it's like heavy on the cheeks and on the nose and goes kind of across the whole face. Absolutely adorable for me. Like I think that's really cute. But the other big thing that I did was I took away like the big pigtails and I wanted to give her like little devil horns because she's obviously supposed to have more of an alternative aesthetic. And I don't know if any of y'all saw this back in the day on TikTok, but there was a period of time where people were cutting little bits of their hair and then like curling it so that it looked like they had little horns sticking out of the rest of their hair. And I thought it was super, super cute. Like, I think that was a very fun thing to do. She does still have like the rubber bands in, so, you know, not quite the exact same effect, but I thought it would be cute to kind of give her that feeling of like little horns in the hair, kind of tie into the alternativeness of her design. I don't know. I just thought it was a funky little idea. I think this is quite cute. I don't know how easy or hard this would be to do on like an actual doll, but I do think it looks precious. I would love to see a doll have this. And I mean, I think both are good. Like, again, I liked this doll to begin with, but I do think my edit is kind of fun. Oh, I also cut off some of her eyebrows. I gave her a little like half baby brows because why not? I was already messing with the face, so might as well. We are already on the second to last doll, which I know I said this was going to be a shorter video. It's hard for me to find OMGs that I'm like, yeah, I dislike this enough to want to change it, or that like I dislike enough and have an idea for. Because most of the OMGs I just don't like because it's not my personal style. And like, I'm not going to change that because they look cute in their style, you know, whatever. Anyway, this is Skate Boss, and I think her outfit is absolutely adorable. She's obviously a figure skater. I think this is pretty. I like the sparkle to it. I feel like this is a good design, minus the hair, because what? Oh man, every single time I want to like circle for effect. What is that? It looks so goofy to me. I do not like it. With this one, please be gentle with me for my editing skills, okay? Because my hands don't work super well, so I cannot always go absolutely like to the nines with trying to edit these, but I did my best. So here is my edited version of Skate Boss. I did change the tone of her lips just a little bit because I felt like the more PG tone that they had before didn't match any of the other colors in the outfit. Like the pink is kind of a cool tone pink. The purple is obviously like a cool tone. I just didn't feel like it matched. So I did make that just a little bit more on the pinky purple side to try to build cohesion. And then I obviously redid her hair because literally what was that? I didn't want to take away the like texture from her. So it might be hard to see and I am sorry, but I did give her mixed in like the straight hair and then some of the rope braids like she did have in her original doll, which like you couldn't really see there. But down here, there are rope braids like on the underside of her hair. And so I didn't want to take that away from her. So I tried to incorporate those as well and just gave her a high ponytail with this like nice flow with the rope braids mixed in. And then I also gave her like chains wrapped around where the ponytail like would be held together and flowing throughout the braid, just because I thought it would be nice to like have some more sparkle and some glitz. Like I like that for literally any doll. I just love sparkle, but especially like a figure skating doll. I feel like it tied into her outfit and I feel like it would match well. So I just wanted to give her a little bit of pizzazz. Maybe not the best like artistic render for this, but I feel like you guys get the vision and I think the vision is cute. And then the last style for today is I want to say this is the House of Surprises Neonlicious. There have been several different Neonlicious versions of dolls, but I think that I'm right about which version this is. And with this one, I honestly just like wanted to have a free for all. I don't have like a clear hold on what Neonlicious's like aesthetic is. I just wanted to have fun with this one because I, again, think this is a good doll. Like, I think it needs to up the ante, but I do think this is a solid doll. And so for this one, I really just catered to myself and was like, you know what, we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. So when I see this doll, like as she comes like this, like the stock photo, I think Wonderland. I don't know if that's accurate, but something about, I think it's specifically the shape of like the skirt and like the pattern on the skirt and like the mixed patterns and everything. It just is giving very Wonderland, like kooky vibes to me. And I really wanted to lean into that so much. Like I wanted to give her so much more of that vibe and just because this is like a 7 intensity. Maybe that's like even a little high, depending on your thoughts and feelings. This isn't that crazy to me. To me, this is probably more like a 5. Like this is just like, yeah, I put this on. But I wanted to make her like look even kookier, even crazier, even more fun. And so we made quite a few edits to this one, hence why I saved her for last. But this is my edited version of Neonlicious. So you can see I did give her, let's see, I have to like highlight all the different things that I did. I gave the Crocs that she's wearing some black platforms just because I thought that having a little bit more black down there would look good. She's got a lot of black right here in the middle on the base design, and I wanted to sort of spread that out a little bit so that it felt more cohesive and there was black at more points in the design. I did also make her socks uneven, so I extended this one up to make it kind of more of like a knee-high sock, like it's hidden under her skirt. And then to match those, I also gave her little mismatched arm warmers. So of course the long one is on the opposite side of the long sock. I just thought it was fun. I liked that little swirly pattern. Again, it felt very like kooky is like the word that I keep using, but it's not trippy. Like it feels like a little bit trippy, a little bit Wonderlandish. I thought it was really, really fun and I liked it a lot. I did change one of her earrings to be black so that they were mismatched just because I feel like the mismatch vibe works really well for her. I added little hairbands at the top, and again, it's black on one side, white on the other, but like switched from the earrings because I think that's really fun to do. I like having mismatched stuff, and especially when there's multiple mismatched things in an outfit, having them be like switched on the sides, I eat that shit up. I think that is so fun to do. I obviously chopped her hair off. I left her these two like long tendrils in the front because I think that's a fun look. And obviously at some point on her head, she's got long hair enough to give her some space buns, but I chopped a lot of it into a bob just because I thought it was kind of more dramatic. A lot of dolls for hair play purposes come with long hair, and so I feel like it can look very transformative, like inherently to cut their hair off. And when you're designing something for play and when you're designing something for aesthetic, you're looking at different things, right? So a lot of dolls have long hair because of the play aspect. So I like to chop hair off in some of these videos just because I feel like design wise it might look better. It just didn't happen because of the play purpose. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, like I really wanted to cut the hair off so you could get the full feel of the silhouette of her outfit because it's just so poofy and big and I like that a lot. And also I liked how it looked to have the long pieces and then the super short like bob cut in the back. I just think it's like a fun little contrast there. And then I think the last changes that I made were to her makeup. I did give her a slight two-tone lip where the top is a little bit darker. And then I also did some graphic white eyeliner under her curvy wiggly eyebrows because I think that's so fun that she's got like the wiggly eyebrows. Again, it's very just funky and very different and very odd. And I wanted to go ahead and highlight that even more. So I went ahead and like went in with the white as though she were doing her makeup and like highlighting under her brow in a very intense way. And I just think this is so fun. Like again, the original, this isn't bad. Like this is a fine doll, but this is just so like extra. It's just so different. And I had so much fun with this one just because I really said, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just doing what makes me happy and like what I think would look good on this doll. I love this so much. Like if she came like this, I would probably purchase her. I feel like this is just, again, it's just that extra notch above, just that extra bit extra. And I really am proud of this one. But yes, guys, that is all I have for y'all today. Sorry if this was a little bit shorter or I didn't do quite as many edits. I don't actually know how many I usually do. I feel like 5 to 6 is normal, and I did have 5, but some of them were really simple this video. Hopefully my one at the end did make it up to you for those more simple ones. I had a lot of fun doing this, as I always do. I feel like I've done most of the brands that I feel like I can do or like have enough ideas for to do. But if you have an idea for a brand that I should do this type of video for, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm always happy to hear your suggestions, and definitely let me know how you thought about my edits. I'm very curious to see which was your favorite or like least favorite and all of that jazz as per usual. But yeah, I hope you guys were able to enjoy the video. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night, whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.